What it is with the best podcast in Long Beach, California. Here we are again. Before we get started with today's episode, to be a huge favor, subscribe to our channel and go ahead and give us a like. All right, guys, let's get started with today's episode.
Órale, como this is me, Little Hater. And guess what, Doug? This podcast is brought to you by the Patio Nuts. You had me at hola. So go out and get some of these nuts. It's the Patio Nuts. What it is. Podcast.
There he is, the guy, Little Hater, peddling his nuts. But I got some nuts too. Look, check it out. I also support Tapatio Nuts. Hey guys, don't forget to click on the links below. So you could order yourself some Tapatio Nuts. They're also available at Walmart.com. Order just some Tapatio Nuts. You're gonna love them. All right, so we have a very special guest. He's backstage. Let's get him on here. And here he is. Let's bring him on.
Hello, good afternoon, good evening, and good morning, whenever you guys are listening to this show. My name is Victor Solis. Thank you for having me on your show.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you for coming to our show, man.
Thank you.
So you want to go ahead and introduce, like, say what you do, what you're all about? I mean,
yeah, that's what I was gonna tell you. Okay, guys. So for those of you that don't know me, which is everybody here, like I said, my name is Victor Solis. I am the host of a podcast in Spanish, mostly. It's called Crónicas Paranormales, where I mostly talk about stories that have been shared onto me by my listeners. Some of them are based on like real first-hand experiences. Others are experiences that happen, to the primo, de la tía, del hermano. But most of 95% of them are real stories, and some of them are even stories that happened to me.
all right. So tell us more about your channel. Your channel is it like mainly paranormal based content? Like what exactly do you give us a little bit more information on your channel and
Okay.
why people want to go to your channel and check it out? But your channel is mainly on Spotify, right?
Yes, sir. My channel is mostly on Spotify. Can I plug my other one that I have?
Yeah, man. This is you're my guest, and you
Okay,
could
yeah,
do whatever you want. Go ahead, man. This is you. Let everybody know why they should be tuning in to your show. Go ahead, man.
Okay, so for the Crónicas Paranormales one, we actually have interviews with people here and there whenever they want to come on the show. If you guys have a story or an event that happened to you guys are more than welcome to hop on, and you guys could share it with the public. I tend to make my guests feel very comfortable. I'm not the type of person that tells you, "Hey, that didn't happen because I wasn't there." No, like you experience a paranormal event, you have the guts and bravery to come and share with us. I'm gonna listen to you, and at the end of the day, we could probably even discuss what possibly was that you saw. That's my paranormal one. I do have another one called Crónicas de la Raza. That one is on YouTube. You guys can search it up. So far, I have 2 videos, but on Spotify, I have like 7 interviews. I've been trying to interview a lot of people, just like you do tacos and workout, kind of like that. But right now, I've interviewed, I don't know if you guys listen to podcasts from, there's this show called Academia de Conspiraciones. They talk about conspiracy theories in Spanish. I interview all the hosts of that program, pretty cool people. I've been interviewing people that do toy photography, collectors, and stuff like that. Just everybody who wants to come on the show and like just tell us a little bit about their life story, and that's the other project that I have going on. If you guys want to check it out, you guys are more than welcome to it. I really appreciate it. But let's go back to you, man.
So two, right? You have Crónicas de la Raza, and then you have
Crónicas Paranormales.
all right, so it's the Crónicas.
Mm-hmm.
All right, man. That's cool, man. Yeah, man. Well, it sounds like you're just getting started, but you'll get there, man. It takes forever for people to finally get to know you, and kind of like what I do with my show is when I was getting started, I didn't have any like help or support. So
Mm-hmm.
basically, my whole thing is that I want to help people get to where they want to get to, and I want to like be that guy. So I'm helping everybody with their podcast, with their business, whatever. I'm just all about promotion and helping people out, man, because I never got that support. And I said, you know what, there's a way how to do this, do it right, help everybody out, and in the end of the day, everybody's going to be successful and everybody's going to be happy. So what are we talking about today? Let's get down to it, man. What's the
Okay,
topic for today?
so today I have a very interesting phenomenon that has been going on quite some time, but in the recent years, it gained a lot of popularity, called the black-eyed children, or in Spanish, los niños de los ojos negros. Some of you might heard this before, or maybe you encountered it, and you didn't know what it was. But today we have the answers for you guys here in Tacos Workouts. Um, so we can start by saying that the black-eyed kids, or BECs as they are called, they're paranormal entities, humanoid, that how can I say it, like, very simple. So they look like children between the ages of 6 to 16. They mostly are, and I'm not trying to be racist or anything, they mostly appear to be Caucasian, really light skin. You're never gonna see any like brown skin ones, or exactly like that. Yep, very, blonde hair, red hair sometimes, and most of the time is black and brown. Very, very scary. These kids are usually appearing in Oregon. They have been sightings in Texas, and the way they go about their agenda is that they pretend to be hitchhikers. Most of the time, you'll be driving in the middle of the freeway, and you'll see like little kids, walking by, and they'll ask you for a ride. There is one of the scenarios. The other one, sometimes they are beggars. They'll be asking for money and stuff like that. And the third one, but very rarely when it happens, they usually go to people's houses and ask them for shelter if it's like a storm, like a snowstorm and stuff, mostly in cold places. But let's see, these guys, these creatures have a sighting. They've been sights. They've been appearing since 1988. But one of the most documented cases happened in 1996 by a journalist named Brian Bettel, who describes the black-eyed kids as possibly aliens, demons, and or ghosts. Sometimes people think they're vampires because when they appear to you, usually they don't enter your house or your vehicle. They ask for permission. They'll tell you excuses like, hey, can I get a ride? But I cannot access your vehicle unless you give me permission to access it, and stuff like that. So they are very peculiar. Let's go and let's check it out. Let's check out the story that Mr. Brian tells us. So Brian describes his encounter with these humanoids as a late evening when he stopped in a parking lot to write a check, when all of a sudden he was approached by a car. When all of a sudden he was approached by two kids on the side of his vehicle, and he only noticed this because one of them started tapping on his window. When he looked to the side and noticed that there were two kids standing, he didn't know where they came from, how they got there, because when he arrived at the parking lot, there was nobody. It was an empty parking lot. One of the boys approached him and asked him if he could please give them a ride to their house because they wanted to see a movie, but he had forgotten the money, and he really wanted to take his little brother to the movies. Mr. Brian then proceeded and told them, he started making excuses saying, I don't know you guys. Like what are your parents and stuff like that. And when the older kid told him, look, man, we don't want to hurt you. If we wanted to hurt you, we would have already hurt you. We just really need a ride, but we cannot access the vehicle until you give us permission.
Damn, that's scary. Just right there. Just what you're saying. So she's telling me that one of the kids told them, we don't want to hurt you. If we wanted to hurt you, we would have hurt you already.
Yeah, but this is the kicker. Brian did not realize the features of the complexities of these children until he looked away. He looked back at them and he noticed that their eyes were black. Like like there was no pupils. It was just there was no white part. It's just black, 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 like in the photos.
Like the ones
So
that we
what?
just showed a little while
Mhm.
ago.
So what he did, he peeled off the parking lot. He just took off. He's like, nope, we are not staying here. We're leaving. Then he proceeds. Then he proceeds to say that as soon as he left, he started getting like like a migraine, like a very strong headache and stuff. And then he said that this went on. This lasted for a couple of hours after he had the encounter with his children. That's one of the very first encounters documented it on like actual articles and stuff in papers. There is a fun fact because of his story. I believe back in 2012 they were trying to kickstart a movie called the Black Eyed Children, which I don't know if they did or didn't because it was through Kickstarter, and you know how sometimes people they you know they fund it, sometimes they don't. But I know that this phenomenon has been very popular ever since the 90s.
So is this like a one time occurrence? It just happened like this one time, or is it because you said it mainly happens like in Oregon, right? I think
Yes.
I heard of an incident happening in Arizona somewhere, right?
So what it is, what it is. No, what how this encounters happen most of the time whenever people are driving on the lonely side of the road out in the country. Most of the time they usually encounter the kids, and they'll like, what would you do? What would you do if you're driving in the middle of the road, right? And you see two kids walking by or just walking in the middle of the night. Would you slow down and give them a ride, or would you like what would you do?
Yeah, it depends. Like, it depends where you're at, where what the situation, and how you said you have to rely a lot on your instinct and how you feel, right? Sometimes when you feel like when you get that creepy feeling, that sixth sense, like something's not right, you have to listen to that. So it just really depends. Personally, me, I don't know if I were to watch like a 10-year-old and a 8-year old, I that wouldn't make me feel too good. But I don't know. It just really
Yeah,
depends. I guess I would have to be in that situation.
yeah. So that's why a lot of people when they have these encounters, they say that they seen them, they slow down because their like paternal instincts kick in, and they're like, "Oh, poor kids," They'll have a conversation with them, but these kids will be telling them, "Hey, can you let us in the vehicle? We're not able to get in the vehicle until you give us access to the vehicle." And that's the theory when people think they're vampires, because on the original vampire book,
It's just, I
nice.
mean, if the kids had tacos, then I'll probably stop by.
True,
Oh
true,
man,
true, true.
them kids are smart. I mean, that's a good way to get me to want to let them in.
Oh yeah, do some tacos like carne asada. You might
Who's
see
gonna
that.
turn down tacos, right?
Hell yeah, no, no, especially if they're free. Early in
Right?
the morning. Mhm.
Uh,
So yeah, that's why people think that the black eyed kids are like vampires, because they like to cross reference fictional material of the very first vampire written, where they weren't allowed to go into the house unless the victim gave them permission. And that's why they say, well, they're vampires, but other people say no, they're ghosts or like lost souls. Other people argue as far as saying they're hybrids between humans and aliens because of the eyes and stuff, like the physical traces of the grays.
yeah.
Um, I found a story. I found a story. I can share it with you guys real quick. So I found a story not too long ago on Reddit, and I got permission from the person. I just we'll put their username on the comment on the description. I'm gonna go ahead and read this one for you guys though. So this person states that they had a very strange occurrence about 2 weeks ago, and it was very rare that they couldn't explain what happened. So the story goes like this: I was helping my two sons move from Ashland, Oregon, back to the original home in Minnesota and Mesa, Arizona, like you said. There has been encounters in Arizona as well. And while we were driving on the interstate I-5 on April 30th, me and my younger son were driving the U-Haul truck, and the oldest one was following behind with this vehicle. But around 1:30 in the morning, we've been driving about 3 hours straight. Me and my younger son were involved in a very, very deep conversation, and the night had just gotten very rainy, and there was a full moon. So the road was very bright, unusually, and even though it was 1:30 in the morning, it felt like the amount of light that there was, it felt like it was daylight. When all of a sudden, between two small meadows, between the towns of Delavan and Maxwell in California, on the right side, I seen two older ladies waving very violently, like, hey, 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 like, like asking for a ride.
Yeah.
So I slowed down. I tried looking at them, but when I slowed down and I looked to the side, the ladies were gone. And then the story proceeds and says that the persons, these ladies, they were dressed from head to toe, kind of like the Victorian era dresses, very long white dresses with the very puffy tops and the little like little hats on the top and stuff like that. So I called my son and asked him if he had seen what I just saw. My son replies, Nope, I don't know what you're talking about. I was behind you the whole time and I didn't see no ladies." After this, we proceeded to go on, and about 2 or 3 miles, we noticed two children walking down the road. To which I slowed down, which I shouldn't have slowed down, and I asked them, why are you guys walking in the middle of the night? And they just asked me, can we get a ride? Our parents left us behind. So then I proceeded and tell them, well, where are your parents? Why would they leave you behind? And the kids just said, our parents left us behind and we really need a ride to the next town. But we are not able to get in the vehicle unless you give us permission. To which my son called me and said, I don't think that's a good idea, my younger son. Then I started, observing the kids because one of them was acting very strange and he was very pushy, saying, hey, let us in, let us in. And he started tapping on the window. At this moment, I saw their face and I noticed how their eyes shifted from what I thought were regular human eyes to black eyes, like just all black, full of darkness, as dark as the night. And that moment, I had a panic attack and I started driving away, not caring about the well-being of the kids. So that story, when I read the story from the original source, it gave me goosebumps. It gave me goosebumps just the way, because I was able to imagine the lady driving down the road, first seeing the apparitions of like the older ladies. Then the son says, hey, I didn't see anything. Later down the road, you see two more kids, two more apparitions. And that's when you see them being this weird phenomenon thing, like it's just weird.
All right, man. Let's get into it. So, what do you think they are, man? What the hell are these things? I know they're kids. They look like kids. They have like big black eyes.
Mhm.
Like and cover like completely black. So, what are these things? What do you think they are?
Um, shit, I don't, man. I think okay. So before I say what I think they are, there was an article that I read also, like not too long ago after I did this, where this Native American tribe, they describe them as evil energies possessing human people. They have so this Native American tribe, I believe they were the Blackfeet, or the Navajos. I might be wrong, but I think they were the Navajos because they believe in like all this paranormal stuff like that too. They have like a they have like an entity equal to the devil, but they call it the man with the evil mind on their language. What this entity does is just a bunch of like negative energy and on another dimension trying to breach itself into the human world to like corrupt people and stuff like that, according to their mates. So what this energy does, it
It says don't ever give them permission to come inside your home.
exactly, yeah, no, like you don't want to do that, dude. So what this energy does, if it finds a way to breach from their dimension into our dimension, and whenever a woman is like gonna have a kid, it just kind of takes possession over the kid and stuff. And when these kids are born, they usually are born with regular, regular human eyes and stuff. But as the time that as they develop, their eyes start to get dark, like they don't have any pupils and stuff, and then they could infect other kids and stuff too. Because, like I said, according to their legend, there are negative energies that have possessed like kids and stuff, and so they kind of stay in limbo because they don't die, but they're not human. So, and after reading that, I kind of believe that they're negative energy, attached to humans and stuff. But I also thought that they were. I first thought they were demons, because your typical demon usually, um, they usually dress themselves as like little as kids and like trick people and stuff. That's what I thought. I thought they were demons at first, but looking more into the subject, I think they're negative energy and stuff like that. What do
Negative
you what do you
energy.
think? What do you think?
I don't
Do
know,
you think
man.
they're
Like when you say negative energy, like what do you mean? Like negative energy embodied in like kids? That's what you
like
think they
negative?
are?
Yeah, that's what their legend said, that they're negative energy that possess the body of kids, and this negative energy has the ability to go and possess more kids, or because usually they're all kids. You're never gonna encounter adults, you know.
So like what I kind of like think about it, it's kind of like this is kind of like my perception.
Hmm.
It's like I think they're like like demons, like within like manifestation as kids. I don't know if that's
Hmm.
the same kind of thing that you mean, like negative energy. But if I were to describe it, like if it would be real, I don't know if it is or it isn't. Right?
Yeah.
These are just stories. Like at the end, right?
Hmm.
You would have to encounter it in order for you to know what's going on, right? But just like if we play into this and we say yes, it does exist, right? Then what perspective would you take? Well, I think it does take let's see, vampires and legends. You do have to invite them to come in, and
Yes.
it might have something to do with the occult, with something is there that needs permission to do anything. And just like anything, man, when you tap into like stuff like that, and witchcraft and all that, it's like it negative, like energy, demons, whatever. They don't have permission to just come and start messing with you. They
No.
don't have that ability, because I don't want to get too into like like God and stuff like that. But we're all kind of like beings of God, and we have a protection by God, right?
Hmm.
So it's like nothing could really attack us or affect us unless God allows it to happen, right?
Or
So
you give them permission.
or you give it permission, and
Hmm.
that's what it is. So these negative things, they come up to you, and think about it. It's like the devil himself is like false, right? And tricks you and gets you to
Yep.
do so it appeals to your willingness and your emotions. So that's what I kind of like see it as. They come in, and that's what they're doing. So I think it falls more into the realm of being like demons. That's kind of how I see it. But
That's
like how
what I
you
think
said,
so too.
yeah, that's what I say. But they need that permission for you to allow them to start messing with you, right? And then once you do, then that's it, man. Like if it's like that's why I don't partake in any of that stuff. I like to listen to people's stories. I like to listen to everyone's stories, objectives, and all that. But yeah, man, I don't know. We have a comment right here. Let's get into it. It says Ted Bundy. I don't know exactly what that comment means. I know who Ted Bundy is.
So
Um,
he pretty much said that Ted Bundy had blue eyes, but when people interviewed him, according to the comment, some people say that his eyes were turned black, kind of like
like Richard Ramirez.
kind of like with Richard Ramirez as well. They would turn black, kind of like with this like the black eyed kids and stuff. But like I said, the black eyed kids are usually they're always kids. Like they've never been any sightings of adults.
Uh,
Nawal, Nawales, Nancy,
no,
Nancy,
what?
is that we? Is that what you're trying to say, Nahuales?
I don't know what
But
that means.
yeah, no, the black eyed kids, like they're usually they've always been signs of being kids. There's never been, I've never found any stories of people saying, "Hey, I let them inside my house. This is what happens." So I don't know if there is no stories of it, because once you let them inside the house, they do bad things to you, and you don't need to tell the story.
Yeah.
Or people all see Nahuales. Yeah, that's what they meant, Nahuales.
What
Nahuales
what
are
does
skinwalkers.
what
Skinwalkers.
does what? I don't understand what that means.
So now, we'll bookmark that one, and then we'll go to that one. But yeah,
We
man.
only have an hour.
Yeah, we got, yeah, we got an hour. No, but
Uh-huh.
yet, but I'm saying, like, so I don't know if, like, the black eyed kids, they go into your house, you let them in, whatever, and they attack you, and they quote unquote kill you or whatever, and that's why there is no stories of people saying, "Hey, I let them inside the house." Or it's just really that you notice their eyes and you say, "No, like, no, this is not gonna happen. We're not letting them in, or we're not giving them a ride or whatever." But like I said, so far I have not found any stories about people letting them in their house or their vehicle and stuff, which is very interesting to me, though.
Do we actually have any actual pictures, any evidence that they do exist?
I
Because
couldn't find anything. It's
because
just
because
what they.
I took a little surf down the internet, and
Hmm.
I said, well, let's get into it. And I found very little on the subject matter. So it's like I found a couple of YouTube videos, and they were all the same, and it was the same story, the same one that you said. I think the same two stories that you mentioned,
Yeah.
the exact same ones, and it didn't deviate from much from that. So then I looked for like the actual black eyed kids, because
Hmm.
these images that I showed you guys, these images here are not actually them. These are superimposed digital images that from movies or whatever. So I mean,
Yeah, it's
this is
just
what
like
they
a.
look like, but these are not the actual pictures of black eyed kids. But if you look at these images, it's very demonized, scary, macabras. It just doesn't make you feel good, man. It's. But I've never seen an actual picture of the black eyed kids. So
Yeah, no, like I said, I haven't seen anything like that. And I've been looking on Reddit, because sometimes people on Reddit post like weird shit, like they post a lot of weird stuff, and I couldn't find anything. And that's something that I would wanna encounter them myself, and just like maybe take a photo of them, be like,
wait,
"What's
wait,
up
wait,
with
wait, wait,
the?"
wait. Back it up, man. Did I hear you right, man?
Yeah,
You would want to encounter black eyed kids.
yeah, why not? Like, just for science purposes. I mean, like, why not? I've actually, and I'm gonna sound kind of crazy. I've encountered weird shit I've encountered weird stuff before already. You know, like I can tell you a story. Like when I used
Yeah,
to work,
man, get into it, man. It's like everybody's like sitting listening, and they're like, when's he gonna get to the good stuff? When is he gonna tell us the dirty stories, the demon? Everybody's sitting on the edge of their seat, man. Give us your stories, man.
so so what I think might be like the closest thing to the black eyed kids that I encountered. This happened to me like 3 or 4 years ago. I used to work at Walmart, and I was working at Walmart overnight, and I was in the garden center. So I had my headphones on and everything, and I'm sweeping. I'm sweeping the dirt and the plants and stuff, and I just hear a shh, shh, but I didn't make much of it. I was like, it's probably a homeless person, so I didn't make much of it. Kept on sweeping, listening to music, and then I hear it again. Shh, shh. So I take one of the headphones out. I'm like, maybe it's the music. I was listening to cumbias. So I was like, maybe it's that. So I keep on going. The third time I hear a shh, shh, like a chiflido, like there were like something was catcalling me. And I start looking around, and I'm like, I don't see anything. The fuck, I don't see anything. So then that night, nothing happened. The following night, they had me on the same spot, because like I said, I work in the garden center,
Uh huh.
and again, dude, and again I hear shh, shh. But this time I was like, okay, there is either a bird, a person, or I
Uh
don't know
huh.
what the hell it is. Let me look around. So I start looking around. Didn't see anything on that spot. Then I go to the far end of the where we have like the plants and stuff, and on the top,
Yeah.
because we have some steel beams, and we had like pallets and stuff on the top. I see like this little. It was like a, I want to say it was like like a child, but it was like all like smoked out, like a shadow. It was like smoky black, like you know, kind of like the closest thing is if you guys play Mortal Kombat, Smog or Noob, how he's like
Yeah.
all smoky like exactly like that. So then I look up and I see it, and it's just sitting on the freaking on the boxes, and it's just waving his feet. And I'm like, hey, how you get up there? Bájate, way, bájate, you know. And then it looks at me, and it just grins. It's just like just does that. You just like smile, like really
What
creepy.
was it? What was it?
So at first it was a child on top of like boxes, but like all like blacked out, like dark smoky black. And I yell at it. I'm like, hey, wait, bájate, you know, like get down from it. Get down from it there. How you get up there? Plus, we're already like 3 hours close. So then I get close to it. As I'm getting close to it, dude, I notice its face starts to like smile. It just goes like that. And then I started getting like a weird feeling in my gut.
Hmm.
Like something was telling me like, nah, like get out of this, go. But I kept on getting close to it. I guess I get close to it. I'm probably like 2 feet away from it. Like 2 feet away from it. And then I started seeing that that child was like growing, dude. It was no longer a child. It started growing into an adult. And then as soon as I see that, I'm like, nope. I just leave. Like I took out running. No, I was like, no, fuck that. I tell my coworkers, you know, I'm like, hey, yo, like if you guys are gonna be closing the night, like be careful, you know, like apparitions have come out here and stuff. Y me dijeron, estás loco, güey, like there is nothing out here. I was like, okay. Esa misma noche, dude, a mis two coworkers, ellos no creen. Yeah, I tried to do this. I tried to quit, but I couldn't. You know, I need the money, the dinero. And I told my coworkers, and like they don't believe in God. They're atheists. Like they don't believe in supernatural nothing. Then they told me the next day, they're like, dude, what the fuck was it that you saw last night? I was like, I saw. I was like, I'm not gonna tell you what I seen. Tell me what you seen first, you know, because I didn't want them to be like, oh yeah, I saw the same thing. So I tell them, you know, like what you see, and they're like, so I was cleaning boxes outside on the other side of the patio, and all of a sudden I hear again like whistles, and he's like, and I looked around. He's like, as soon as I look around, I seen what it looked like a kid. As I get close to it, you know, because like he said, he was like crying or crouched over or whatever. He said, as soon as I started getting close to it, dude, this thing started like getting bigger, like just like growing, like not like a shadow with the light, like that. It just got big.
Yeah.
He's like, it gets big, it gets up, looks at me, and just smiles. And I'm like, what'd you do? Wait.
What was it?
I don't know what it was. Like I want to say it was like a shadow person, like a shadow person, or maybe a demon. I have no idea. Porque during like the following week after that, I don't know if you
Yeah.
guys believe in like brujería and shit like that. Se metían un chingo como de lagartijos, de encontramos gatos muertos, dude. Like we would find a bunch of shit like en ese spot, ahí en ese lado, encontramos gatos muertos, encontramos animales muertos just on that spot in that area, but we never knew what it was. And then we asked the store manager, we're like, hey, like, do you guys have videotapes of this or whatever? Y nos dice, where was it? We tell him. He's like, no, that's the only spot that doesn't have a camera. I'm like, very convenient that it doesn't have a camera. Pero ya después nos dijeron que esa parte de la tienda, it was built like in Indian barrels. Porque antes
What?
era un cementerio de indios, de nativos americanos.
Uh,
So what I think that I saw and my coworkers saw, maybe like a spirit or something. No estoy muy seguro. Pero esa noche sí me dio miedo. Dije, no, ni madres. So pues te digo, like,
sage and salt to protect your home.
yeah. So pues te digo, like, yo he mirado cosas así, dude. Y esa es la única, pinches moscos. Ya me andan atacando las sombras.
Yeah. Oh, damn! It's happening to you, right? Look, we have a very good comment right here. It says if you are scared of supernatural energy, it will follow you to your home. So just something to keep in mind if you come
Oh,
into
yeah.
like something like that again, where you're like, with something creepy like that. Just kind of, I don't know. That's a good comment right there. That's why I highlighted. Guys, if you guys ever send me like a good comment, that I'll definitely put them on. If you send me trolling comments, that's not what I'm about. It's just I got better things to do than trolling comments, man. I'm sorry, that's just what I do. But I'll definitely put out great quality comments on here. But yeah, but getting back to that comment, man, it's kind of hard to, like, not let something like that kind of affect you. It's like
Mhm.
if you're walking down the street and you see like a witch or a demon or something like that, and it's gonna affect you, man. It's like, look, I didn't encounter the same thing that you encounter, right?
Uh-huh.
But I was once time in a situation. I think I was like 17 or 18. I used to do night photography. I used to enjoy it,
Oh,
right?
nice, nice, nice.
Yeah. And then I jumped into a bus in the middle of the night, and there was this lady who looked like she was like posesada, like possessed,
Simón.
like demonized, right? And she was like, her eyes were like crazy. She was speaking in tongues in a weird language. Obviously, she was homeless, right? That's what I thought, but she just didn't look right. And uh huh.
No, go ahead. Finish your story. I got something on that. Go ahead. Go ahead.
So what happened was, I got off the bus, right? I was said, let's, and it was already like midnight. I think it was like the last bus, or something, and I needed still to jump on another bus to make it all the way home, because I used to bus mean missions when I was a kid.
Oh man.
Anyways, I got off the bus, right? That creepy feeling stood with
Uh-huh.
me the whole night, the whole night. So it like when that comment of someone saying it follows you home, yeah, it does like stick with you, man,
Mhm.
and it goes with you, man. So it's kind of hard not to take that with you, man. Go ahead, man. What was the thing you wanted to say?
So, so we're talking about homeless people, dude. I had an interview with this dude. Se llama El Documentalista. Shout out to him. He's a YouTuber.
What's his name?
He El Documentalista.
Okay.
So, lo que hace este man, él hace investigaciones paranormales and stuff like that, right? So I was on an interview with him the other day. Y me dice, this is what he told me. Me dice, mira, güey,
Yeah.
si miras homeless people, 95,
Oh, they're asking me if
95%,
I ever caught
yeah.
anything when I was doing photography. 95 what?
So they're like 95% of the time, cuando esta gente está homeless, no están homeless por gusto de ellos, están homeless porque él cree en demonios y todo eso. Dice, están homeless porque se les pegan como energías negativas, como estamos diciendo. Dice, me dice, yo te reto a que camines por un lado de ellos, no cerquita de ellos, pero hacia un lado, y reza un Padre Nuestro, y mira cómo actúan. No la creía, I was like, nah, güey, estás loco, ¿verdad? O sea, y le dije, no te creo, man. Me dice, hazlo, güey. Okay. Ahí voy yo de... Oh, ya estoy diciendo muchas malas palabras, pero...
Yeah, man. What the hell? What's wrong with you? There's no
pero
cursing on my channel. That's it. You're out of here. No.
I should ask you. Pero,
Oh no, no.
sí,
Oh wait, which you bring up a good point. Anybody that's invited to my show, it's free. You could say whatever you want. Everyone's
okay.
invited, but don't cuss on my thing. Anyways, once you one or two may slip, but we get it. Go ahead, man.
So yo voy que porque aquí donde vivo, vivo en norte California.
Uh huh.
Tenemos un parque que tenemos muchos homeless. There's a lot of homeless people. Pues I started walking through them, dude. I'm walking by them, and it's nice and peaceful. And I started like praying. I'm like, okay, Padre Nuestro que estás en el cielo, yada 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 yada. All of a sudden, dude, I feel like the energy's kind of like started getting like all weird. Y se empiezan a pelear, güey.
What? Who? Like two people?
Yeah, like homeless people se empezaron a pelear. So I was like, no creo esto. So I get close to them, as I get close to them. Y yo estoy allí, pues diciendo, pues, rezando, Padre Nuestro, así otra vez. Y los miro que se siguen peleando y luego paran de pelearse y se me quedan mirando. Pero the way they were looking at me, dude, they were just like staring at me, like, kind of like I felt like they were staring, like it was just something about their energy that they were like hitting me with. Y me dio cosa, dije, oh shit, este men sí tiene razón. So me fui porque me sentía raro. Oye, yo soy sensible a todas esas cosas, desafortunadamente. So me fui, llegó a mi casa, dude, y cuando llegué a mi casa, I started shaking, like I couldn't stop shaking. I just couldn't stop shaking. So lo que hice después, agarré, tenemos agua bendita, dude. Me puse agua bendita, like on my head, from my head to my leg, to my toes. And that sensation, it just went away. It was weird. Y le mandé mensaje, le dije, hey, güey. Le dije, dude, Never again am I doing that. Me dice, ¿qué te pasó?
How
Y
close?
ya le
How
dije,
close were you to them?
like maybe 5 feet away. I wasn't that close to them, dude.
Well, 5 feet is pretty close, man. You know, it's like an arm's length, maybe, or
Mm-hmm.
2 arms length. That's kind of
Yeah.
close.
Pero ya te digo, dude, I got home. I was like shaking, dude, like como I was shaking, pero así como like trembling with fear. Pero yo, o sea, yo no sé, yo personalmente no tenía miedo, but it was just like the energy que estaba agarrando me estaba jodiendo. I was like, no, 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 no.
But haven't you also noticed that sometimes homeless people like you don't like feel them at all,
Mm-hmm.
their energy, until they're like right next to you and they're like, hey, give me $1, and you're like, whoa,
Mm-hmm.
where'd you come from? It's like they appear out of nowhere, right?
Yeah.
It's like that's kind of weird, right?
So, yeah, pues te digo, like, eso que me dijo ese man, el documentalista me dijo eso. Y pues yo no le creía, I did the experiment for scientific purposes.
Yeah.
Y sí es verdad.
If you mess with the supernatural, we'll
Yeah,
mess with you back.
yeah. Pero ya te digo that it was just like
And
weird.
and
Like,
y después de todas las cosas que te han pasado, you want to mess with the black eyed kids. What's going on with you, guy?
no, te digo, like, I just, like, I seen stuff, te digo, yo no les doy atención, like, sí, ya después que pasan las cosas, pues sí, me quedo como, what the hell? Pero,
Imagine that, seeing that in Skid Row. You know what Skid Row is, right? It's where all the homeless people are in LA. And
no,
there's
ya
like
no.
there's like thousands of people, like
There's a
literally.
homeless city, that's what they call it también, no? Aquí le decimos a homeless city.
Well, in LA is Skid Row, but LA's become like a big problem, bro. Where it's
Mm-hmm.
like they're everywhere. It's like before it used to be just like in like 2 square blocks in downtown, and there was like thousands of people. That I think I heard 10,000 people. I don't know,
Mm-hmm.
but then now it's like all over LA. There's like if you even go to Hollywood, they have like right outside Tommy's Burgers, they have like there's a homeless guy that lives in a tent, and he's got a big screen TV. His TV's bigger than mine.
What? That man's
Yeah,
living the
man.
life.
Yeah, man.
That man's living, that man's living the life. Pero, yeah, so esa es una. Yo tengo una tía, por eso digo que yo soy sensible a esto, porque viene como de familia. Yo tengo una tía que ella es vidente, ella puede mirar cosas así. Y ella me contaba que cuando ella estaba niña, la primera vez que ella miró como apariciones, tenía como que
Yeah.
serían como 10 11 años,
Uh-huh.
y se le apareció un señor. Se le apareció un señor. Pero este señor, ella lo describía, era un señor como con un taxiro, moscas, como con un taxiro, y se la quería llevar. Le dice, hey, vente, vamos para acá, tengo dinero, ven para acá. Y mi tía le decía, no, like, yo no te conozco, y ya después la llevaron con una bruja, con una curandera, pues, para que entienda la gente. Y le dijeron a mi tía, no, es que eso lo que tú miras no es un señor de verdad, es un fantasma o un alma en pena, es lo que le dijeron que era un alma en pena.
Uh-huh.
Le dijeron, si tú le quieres ayudar, síguelo, pero es bajo tu propio riesgo. Pues de tanto, the thing
Yeah.
was bothering, man. She followed him y le dijo, aquí en este árbol tengo dinero enterrado. Quiero que tú y solamente tú lo saques, y una vez que lo saques, ya me puedo ir. Y mi tía fue y escarbaron y no encontraba nada. Primero no encontraba nada. Ya después, como al tercer día que escarbaron, le fueron una little box con 4 centenarios de oro. Y ya después desde allí, mi tía, she got the money y lo donó a la iglesia, le hicieron una misa al Señor. Never again did she see the guy again. Never. Pero ellas sí le hablan. I just see him here and there, pero ellas sí le hablan. Which is weird.
Yeah, man. I think some people are sensitive to like stuff like that, but like
Mm-hmm.
for me, it's like I wouldn't pay attention to any of that. I mean, it's just like I don't know. It's funny because um, I've been on a Max Mystery Mansion podcast, and we kind of
Okay,
talked
okay.
about stuff like that, and
Uh-huh.
then people come out like with you too. Like people find me and they're like, "Hey, I want to talk about this on your podcast," and I'm like, "Vámonos, let's do it."
Vámonos.
Because people like to listen to it, but just like one of the comments that we had, my belief is that if you pay attention to it, it does like kind of like latch onto you. So like for me, it's like I don't pay attention to negative energy or involve myself with anything like that. So it's like
Hmm.
I don't pay attention to it. Like I hear like I encounter here stuff here and there in my house and my regular whatever. But like I said, I don't pay too much attention to it, man. Because I'm like, nah, I don't want it around me.
Yeah. No, pues, yeah, because they feed off your energy. Like another thing that happened, like I think right now, I think my house is probably like haunted, porque te digo, I do paranormal podcasting and stuff like that. There was a time where me mandaron una historia, un muchacho mandó una historia, like, but it was more like, hey, like I'm sharing this with you, but I don't really want you to publish it. I'm just saying it because I need somebody to talk with. The story was kind of like this. It was just like I'm gonna say very briefly. A este muchacho, uno de sus familiares le pusieron un demonio, un muerto, le pusieron un muerto porque hacen santería.
What does that mean? I don't understand
So
what that means.
he had a dead spirit attached to him, kind of like a protector, because his family did santería. Santería is a religion that the people confuse it for witchcrafting, but it's not really witchcrafting. Pero al muchacho este, like I said, he had a dead ghost attached to him, like a dead spirit. And he was telling me how when he realized that this entity was attached to him as a protector, he would smell like raw meat, como carne podrida. Y luego se empezaron a escuchar como whispers here and there. So no sé si, I don't know if I got into that. I got too close into like the story, and then I just started like tripping off of it like that. But I do believe that some stories have energy that carries over. Because my laptop, dude, it was brand new. I had the laptop for like maybe a month and a half, brand new. No tenía nada de data ni nada. It died. So me murió like right after I read the story. It died all the way down. So I plug it in, and then it's charging and everything. It goes back up, and I finished reading the story, and then all of a sudden, dude, I started getting like this weird smell at my house, como que olía así como basura, carne podrida, bien feo. I go to the refrigerator. I was like, oh, maybe we have like like rotten meat or food or whatever. I grab it, threw everything. I emptied the whole refrigerator out pretty much. It wouldn't go away. I got some aerosol, le eché aerosol y no se iba, dude. Pero la cosa es que olía like right here in front of me, como en mi cara, como que esa cosa estaba enfrente de mí.
Uh-huh.
So then I get home, my mom gets home, my mom and my dad, y me dicen, güey, me dicen, ¿por qué huele la casa como carne podrida, huevo? Huele muy feo, like me dicen, ¿no te bañaste esa? And I'm like, I just took a shower. I was like, I just took a shower.
You don't take a shower?
I took a shower, pero no me bañé. Y me dice mi mamá, me dice mi mamá, me dice, no, pues no sé, you probably picked up something por andar con tus pendejadas, doing your paranormal stuff. So since she started praying, se puso a rezar ella, porque ella estuvo ahí rezando la magnífica y sabe qué otras oraciones estaba haciendo mi mamá. Y prendió una vela y dude, and like she burned sage. As soon as she did all that, se fue ese smell se fue. But it was like weird, porque now every so often we'll be like hanging out at the living room or whatever, y miramos que se caen cosas así, enfrente de nosotros se caen botellas de agua. El otro día teníamos unas jícamas en un frutero,
Mm-hmm.
like just on a plate.
Yeah.
And my dad just had put them there, and they were flat, so there was no way like they were stuck on it. No, they were not. There was no possible way. Se cayó una, just boom, out of the table. And my dad goes like, órale, si se las quieren comer, cómanselas, pero déjenme una. As soon as he said that, se cayó una botella de agua, and we're like, mira los pinches duendes. It was weird, like it's weird, like nos ha pasado cositas raras en la casa, but we just try not to like pay attention to it no more. We just like, we don't even care, like whatever.
Yeah, that don't. I mean, well, the paranormal thing is your thing, right? So it's
Mhm.
you kind of deal with it as you do, man.
Yeah.
So, pero yeah, man.
¿A ti no te ha pasado cosas así?
Nah. It, I really don't pay attention to that stuff, man. Like I
No.
said, because it's like if you pay attention to that stuff, it's just like I don't mess with negative energy, man. And
Mhm.
and even in my regular day life, like check this out, man. Like
Dale, dale.
when people are like negative or toxic or whatever, it's
Mhm.
it's like it's draining. Like te saca tu energía, right? And recently, I fell into a little trap, you know,
Uh-huh.
and you clean yourself. Aquí here's a little tip for you, para que te hagas una limpia.
I've done that already. Ya lo hago, yo hago eso y tengo, I do that. Pero la única cosa es que when you do the cleanses, you can only do it on certain days. Because if you do it on other days, it has no effect. It's weird.
Yeah, so let me get back to that to answer your
Dale.
question. So I don't involve myself with like negative people, negative energy, or anything. I don't. That's not who I am. That's not what I do. But
Simón.
negative energies are contagious, right? So
Mhm.
it's like they have a way to draw you to them, right? And you could once you fall into that and you pay attention to it, you yourself change, you
Oh,
become
sí.
something, you become something that you don't want to be, and then you start acting and doing certain things, and then and then you start going too far, and by the time you realize that you're doing stuff that you normally wouldn't do, it's too late. It's like the damage is done. So the best thing, uh just the weak minds get possessed. That's what CBC chemistry um, says. But so I distance myself from that, man. I don't want to be around anything like that. So that's just kind of like how I live, man. I try to stay positive, try to better myself, try to help other people better themselves. And,
Mhm.
and I don't have no room for that. So, no, como si algo pasa así afuera de lo normal, no le voy a poner mucho cuidado. I'm like, nah, I just don't pay attention to it, you know?
Yeah. Pues ya nomás para cerrar, another one that happened to me, and this happened to me recently. So on my job, donde yo trabajo, because I work in a lab, I cannot say the name of the lab
No, no,
because of
no,
like,
don't say the name of the lab or where you work. No, don't
porque
don't ever
me
do that.
corren, pero it's a lab, we work there. Y hay muchos rumores that there is like a ghost or something, because like every so often, because I work graveyard, so we've seen weird shit here and there. And the first time that I got hired, my coworkers tell me, they're like, "Oh well, just so you know, up in the bistro there is a ghost or there is something." And I'm like,
Uh-huh.
"What you guys mean?" Y me dicen, "Sí, porque a veces que yo be walking y no hay nada y se caen tazas o ellos que te aventan cosas." So I'm like, "Okay, whatever." I didn't pay attention to it. So they're giving me the tour like at 3 in the morning, dude. Because I work graveyard, and it was just me and my other coworker, and I'm already on my little table, like about to eat, and this was walking behind me, and then all of a sudden he passes the table, goes to his lunchbox, y viene on the way back, le aventan una taza, like boom, they just threw a mug at him, se cayó una mug like at him, and he's all like, "Órale, no espanten," So he said that, and he just kept going. Next thing you know, it gets hella cold. Se puso bien frío. Y esto es en summer, dude. Like right now, it's not supposed to be cold in the morning. Se puso bien frío, pero frío. And I told my friend, I'm like, dude, I'm pretty sure that whatever it is out here, you got it mad because it's hella cold, dude. Pasó eso. And then the following day, we had if she's seeing this, because my coworkers probably listening to this, we had some screwdriver sets, right? So she was loading stuff into the tool, and she's over there on the tool, and there is a workstation, and I'm on the other side. So the workstation's empty. The screwdriver, dude, just goes like this by itself, like that. And my coworker goes like, "Por favor, dime que tú acabas de mover el desarmador." Le digo, "Por favor, dime que tú fuiste la que lo movió, porque I saw it move, like I just saw it rattle at the end." Me dice, "It wasn't you." Le digo, "Nope." Le digo, "It was you." Me dice, "Nope." And then after that, dude, el desarmador se cayó, just fell out of the table, just like it rolled out of the table. But the way that the desarmador was, the screwdriver, like
Uh-huh.
it shouldn't be able to roll out of the table unless somebody
Yeah.
like dropped it, because it was like it's not one of those flat ones. It's the ones that have like those weird shapes, so they don't roll.
Uh-huh.
It was just weird, like hella weird. Pero yeah, a veces ahí en el trabajo, a veces en el trabajo en los hombres, when I go to the bathroom de los hombres, a
Yeah.
las 4 de la mañana, se escucha cosas, se escucha gente llorar. and it's only me and like another person, and the other person's always on the other side of the room or the other side of the building.
Uh-huh.
So it's just weird. Like, but on the I think they're what they're called ecofonias, like just like EMPs.
Uh-huh.
So I'm gonna try it one of these days. If I hear it again, I'm gonna try to record it. A ver si se puede escuchar y te lo mando.
Well, you know
But
what?
it's uh,
You're not the first paranormal guest that I have on my channel.
mhm,
I have like some other people that also do paranormal activity, and
uh,
what they do is they they have like special equipment when they go out, and
the speaker
they
boxes.
yeah, you know about all that stuff.
Yeah, that's what I'm telling you. Like I'm pretty familiar with stuff like that. It's just that because I'm too sensitive to it,
Uh-huh.
I don't want to do it because I'm afraid that something's gonna get attached to me.
Yeah.
And I already know whenever I go to places que como que hay energía negativa, I
Yeah.
get headaches, like I get migraines. I'm like, nope, and I just leave. I'm like, I can't do
Yeah,
this because of that.
I actually got invited to go do like this episode with my friends, and they told me you
Ooh,
should go. And for two things, for me, I like to be home at a certain time and just
Simon.
relax, right? I'm like, I don't want to deal with driving and so that's why I don't do it.
Hmm.
And the second thing is that I don't want to be around it. But they use all the special also all that special equipment, and I've seen a couple of their episodes, and they do capture stuff, but I don't know
Yeah,
how long it takes them for them to be like, whether they be there like a couple of hours, 4 hours, 5 hours. It's just it's actual work, and then it's like but
most
yeah,
of the
man, I don't know. You might want to
most of
use
the
that if you want to catch them.
I'm gonna try to do that, but it's just weird because like at work, like they don't really let us use our phone because the type of work that we do and stuff. Pero I know what the white noise box is. I've used it before. Y sí, I've gotten responses. No te voy a decir que
Hmm.
no aquí en mi casa.
Yeah, that's a question for you. It says
Asking where he
ask him
goes.
where he goes hunting.
For me, like I've
Yeah.
just got I've just gone ghost hunting. No, I don't go ghost hunting. I just like whenever I go to like my friend's house or whatever, or like the only place that I've went ghost hunting, over here in Northern California.
They're asking you where
Oh,
do you think
oh,
is the most
actually,
haunted
this one,
place?
this one, this one, this one. It's over here in Galt in Acapulco, Western Northern California. There is a bridge. Supuestamente on that bridge, they used to hang people back in the, like back in the
Back in
day,
the day. Yeah.
back in the day, they used to hang people. They say that supposedly if you go there like around anytime after midnight, you go there, you walk, you get out of the car because you have to walk. You have to walk. Let's say caminas, you get in front of the bridge, you'll be like face to face to the bridge,
Uh-huh.
and you just wait. You just wait. Just wait there for a couple minutes. All of a sudden, like air picks up, and you could hear like whispers or like whines and cries. It's weird because I've heard it. I went with my friend and we've heard it, and we're like, nah, fuck this. Like we had to run, dude. It was weird. Mostly because my friend he was like scared. He was just like, dude, I didn't think this was real, dude, because he's like very religious. So este man dijo, no, esas son cosas del diablo, vámonos. I was just more like, hey, let's just check it out. Yeah, I want to go see it. Why not? Pero sí estaba, it was very, very interesting. Ese lugar, there is another place called 8 Mile Road, going to Stockton from Lodi, going to Stockton, going south. Yeah, going south. Ese lugar supuestamente is haunted as well. Like you could see like two different entities. You could see a lady on a white dress que supuestamente, yeah, see, 3 a.m. is the hunting hour, yeah, yep. Que supuestamente es como la Llorona, whatever. Y luego está otra entidad que es como una Native American, pero esa Native American one, she's a protector. And the way it usually happens is if you're driving down the road in the morning,
Yeah.
your car starts to rattle, se te comienza a poner weird el carro, and then you feel like a very heavy feeling. You can search it up. Mucha gente se ha matado because they'll look in the mirror and they'll see the ghost of the lady on the white dress. Es como si fuera una llorona.
Uh-huh.
Y se espantan y chocan. Pero hay artículos de eso. A mí no me ha pasado eso, Desafortunadamente, I would want to see it. Pero I have had my car like feel kind of weird cuando he manejado por esas áreas like at 4 in the morning. And it's not my car because I have a new car. It's like my car is in good shape. So I just never like the closest thing ever happened to me on the road. I felt like a hand squeezing my arm. It was weird. Y lo único que dije, ya andas de golosa, traviesa, acerda. And as soon as I said that, just messing around, me apretaron el brazo más fuerte y sentía dedos. And it wasn't
That,
until it wasn't until I got out of the little spot, porque es como un hot spot. They call it like a hot spot. As soon as I got out of the spot, like ya no sentía esa presión en el brazo, pero todo sentía como que pues el ardor de cuando they squish your arm. It was weird. Pues te digo, I see stuff like that, and I'm not scared of it, dude. Like it's just like it is what it is. It's just like energy. If you feed off to it, pues they're gonna get attached to you. But if you're just like, whatever, you're not gonna do shit to me. No te hace nada.
yeah, that's crazy, man. Listen, man, it's getting about that time. We
Yeah.
wanna thank you for coming out here. And you know what? Whenever you decide to come back, one of the topics that I really want to get into, is the witching hour, man. That's. Oh, and I never asked you
What's up with that?
why is this topic, why was the black eyed children so intriguing to you? That's the number one question, and I didn't even get to ask you. Like,
Okay, so the number one reason why the
yeah,
Black Eyed Children was very
yeah,
intriguing to me was very simple. I've been reading a lot of like people's stories,
yeah,
and I almost thought from my story that I told you with the say with the smoke shadow
uh
one
huh,
that I witnessed at Walmart. I almost thought that it was a black eyed kid, but it wasn't. I don't think it was. So I'm still trying to find out what the heck was it that I saw that night at Walmart. If it was a shadow person or a demonic entity or just like a ghost. So no sé qué onda, pero that was the only reason why, because I thought that they could relate to the story. Yeah.
okay, so it's because of the content of the quality of the story.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. Well, we're definitely, look, man. You got me excited. You know
Okay,
what?
okay.
And I wanna have you on again, and we come up with some more ghost stories and stuff. I'll try to remember if I have any. I kind of forgot them, but we definitely want to do the witching hour, and then you come back and tell us some stories, and next time, we'll jump straight right into it. Now that everybody knows who you are and what you do, we're
Yes.
just gonna go with story 1, 2, 3, boom, boom, boom. People, grab your popcorn, grab your Coca-Cola, because it's gonna be a show. All right, man. But before we go, why don't we do this, man? Let's drop all your information where everyone can find you one last time, so everybody
Okay.
can find you. Because I know they're gonna wanna. If you guys enjoyed this podcast, I know you're gonna wanna listen to his podcast. So go ahead and drop all your information before we go.
Okay, so I have my YouTube channel for Crónicas de la Raza. It's interviews with people. That's just all it is. There is no paranormal to it. The one with the paranormal stuff is Crónicas Paranormales. It is on Spotify and any major podcast platform. You guys could check it out. Most of the episodes are in Spanish, however. Like I said, I'm mostly myself in Spanish. There is a couple of interviews in English here and there with people and stuff. You guys could check them out. Tengo la entrevista de mi tía ahí también, the one that I told you guys that she is sensitive to paranormal stuff. Ahí está su entrevista. You guys could search her up. It's la de entrevista número uno or something like that. You guys can follow me on my social media if you guys would like to follow me or hit me as well. Victor Solis 18G. Solis is SOLIS. I'll send you the info. You can probably put the handle in there on the
Yeah, I'll put
description.
it on the link on the description.
And also on the podcast page, Crónicas Paranormales, and also Crónicas de la Raza. If you guys want to follow that and give me some support, that'd be really appreciated. If you guys just want to be friends as well, go for it. And thank you for your time.
All right. Well, thank you for coming. We enjoyed having you. All right, guys. With that said, we'll catch you guys on the next one.
Órale.